The King of the Cowboys, Roy Rogers, brought to you by Quaker Oats, the giant of the cereals.
The giant of the cereals is Quaker Oats. The giant of the cereals is Quaker Oats.
Delicious, nutritious, makes you feel ambitious.
The giant of the cereals is Quaker Oats.
Out of the West and into your home, riding the range of mystery and adventure, blazing the trail of Western story and song. Foy Willing and the Riders of the Purple Sage, that teller of tall tales, Gabby Hayes, the Queen of the West, Dale Evans, and in person, the King of the Cowboys himself, Roy Rogers.
So howdy, folks. This is Roy Rogers. You know, sometimes a cowboy has to go the long way around to protect his cattle. And that's exactly what happened last week in Paradise Valley. Gabby, how about you telling our pals the story?
Why, sure, Roy. Be tickled to help you out. Wranglers, I wish you'd been along last week to see the kind of shooting my pal Roy done. I tell you, it made me proud to point him out and say, now there's a feller that I learned. Yes, sir, he done some right smart shooting. Well, we call this story The Plot Against the Bank. And it started on Roy's Double R Bar Ranch down Paradise Valley. Roy and me was looking over the cattle.
Easy, Trigger. Hey, Sappy, that heifer with the star on her face, she doesn't belong to us, does she?
Whereabouts?
There at the edge of the herd.
Why, sure enough. Carrying John Pickens' brand, ain't she? Well, John won't ever know the difference.
What are you doing, Gabby? Tempting me to be a cattle thief?
Well, now, son, that heifer's probably been eating our grass all summer.
No, sir, she's John Pickens, and John needs every heifer he can get. He's had hard going since he took over that ranch he operates. Listen.
Sounds like a woman, son.
Hello, Dale.
Clear out here among the cows. Son, why don't you grow a beard like mine? They let you alone then. Maybe.
Boy, I was going to leave the town and pick the check for our herd of yearlings to the bank when Bill Lang rode up.
Say, you better catch your breath, Dale.
How is old Bill, Dale? He growed horns and haired over yet?
Bill told me not to put the check in our bank, Roy. He said our bank was broke, might not open its doors tomorrow.
What?
He's calling on all his friends and telling them so they can get their money out in time.
If a man wanted the bank to go broke, he couldn't go at it in a better way.
What do you mean, son?
Why, if enough people demand their money at one time, a bank might run short of cash and not be able to pay some of them off.
Why, when I gave Mr. McPhail my $3.40, he told me I'd get it back any time I wanted it.
Sure, but the bank loans out some of the money people deposit, so folks can buy ranches and homes and things they want.
Of course.
If everybody demands their money at once, the bank just won't have enough cash on hand to pay them. And maybe the only way it could get cash would be to take the homes of the people who borrowed the money.
Now, that sure would make the birds stop singing.
Gabby, when you take this heifer back over to Jack Pickens tonight, I think I'll ride along with you. Stop off and see Bill. I imagine he'll be able to tell us who or what's behind all these rumors. You took your own money out of the bank, Bill?
Yesterday, and if you're smart, Rogers, you'll be first in line tomorrow morning to do the same thing.
Frankly, I think I'll let my money stay right where it is, unless I get something more reliable to go on.
Are you saying my word isn't reliable, Rogers?
I'm saying you haven't given me any real evidence that the bank is shaking.
Wait a minute, Rogers. Well, you're practically calling me a liar.
I'm not calling you anything. I'm just saying we haven't got one single thing to go on except rumors. And I'd like to trace down and find out who started it.
Well, don't look at me. I didn't start him. Get out, Rogers. Get out of here.
All right, Bill. But I have an idea you and I will meet again before this matter is finally settled.
What can you find out, son?
Nothing I can put my finger on. How about you?
Well, John Pickens didn't seem to know anything about the bank being shaky, but I met a couple other fellers on the trail, and they heard the same thing Dale did.
How'd they hear it?
Same way Dale heard it. Bill told them. Confidential, like.
He did, eh? Happy, if this rumor keeps growing, trouble is really going to start. Everybody in Paradise Valley will be at the bank in Mineral City, wanting to draw out their money.
Well, them fellers I met said they'd be on hand when the bank opened. Said they was going to get their money while the getting was good.
Maybe you and I better be there, too.
Oh, shucks, on my $3.40, ain't
We'll take the riders with us, and Dale, too. Then if trouble does start, we'll be ready.
That's a good idea. I'll have my shooting irons ready.
I think one man's behind this whole thing. I don't know why he wants the bank to fail, but it looks like he does, and we got to find a way stopping him, and quick.
Look at that crowd, Roy.
Just like you said, son. Everybody in the territory is there, waiting for the bank to open.
You riders better take your places.
Sure, Roy. You bet your life.
You want me up front, Roy?
Yeah, Dale. And let's make it look as though we're coming into town on some kind of a celebration. Might be a good idea to sing something and get their minds off of the bank. Try to keep the crowd listening long enough so I can go into the bank and see Mr. McPhail.
Hey, look! Roy Rogers and the riders from the Double R Bar. They heard about the bank, too.
Get ready, boys. Dale. You bet we've heard about the bank, and we're going to try to do something about it. But just so nobody flies off the handle too soon, let's have a good time while we're waiting for the bank to open. Fine. I got Dale and the riders with me. How'd you like to hear a song? Do your best, Dale.
Okay.
Act like it was a celebration. I'll stay with you as long as I can, then I'll ride around to the back, go in and see if I can see Mr. McPhail that way.
We're gonna have a cowgirl polka, so you'd better curl up your hair. Better paint your lips and cheeks too, 'cause the cowboys will be there. We're gonna have some western music and a great big barbecue. You'd better wear some furs that jingle, so the boys will look at you. And when you choose yourself a partner, be it Jim or Jack or Joe, make yourself light as a feather when you do the heel and toe. There'll be some dancing and romancing when the moon is full and bright. Don't forget the cowgirl polka at the Double R Bar tonight. Yeah.
Dale, you and the boys are on your own now. I'll cut out and go see Mr. McPhail.
Okay, Roy, good luck.
Don't forget the cowgirl polka at the Double R Bar tonight.
Who? Right here, Trigger. You wait for me. Mr. McPhail! Mr. McPhail! It's me, Roy Rogers.
Rogers, what are you doing?
I'm not here to make trouble, Mr. McPhail. I'm here to help.
Come in, quick.
Mr. McPhail, I want the honest truth. Can this bank pay out all the depositors' money?
This bank's as good as sweet, Roy. If I'd found out about the rumor sooner, I could have paid every depositor every cent he had coming. The bank at Broken Arrow would give us enough cash to stave off any run, but that's out of the question now.
Why?
Well, it's an all-day ride to Broken Arrow, Roy.
You give me a letter to the bank there, and I'll go for the money.
No, we're too late. The crowd's outside now.
I'll explain to the crowd. I'll tell them the bank won't be able to open up until day after tomorrow.
Well, all right, Roy. Go out, do the explaining. I'll write a letter to Broken Arrow.
Now you're talking. And as soon as this thing's over, I promise I'll give my full time to seeing who started the rumor against you and the bank and what their reason is. Who, easy boy. Dale?
Yeah.
Come here a minute, will you? Listen, Gabby and I are riding for Broken Arrow right away. I'll explain why to the crowd. While we're going, I want you to keep a sharp eye on Mr. McPhail.
On Mr. McPhail?
I think he's all right. In fact, I'm sure he is. But I have to ask the folks to agree to closing the bank until day after tomorrow. That will give McPhail a perfect chance to get away if he wants to.
Roy, McPhail is honest.
But if he isn't, if he does anything that looks suspicious, you hit the trail for Broken Arrow. Ride as hard as you can until you find Gabby and me.
Well, Anglers, that's the way the week started from my partner, Roy, and me. Before today come around, we'd had more excitement than a bear breaking into a hive of bees. Tell you more about it as soon as we hold a meeting with another good friend of ours.
The giant of the cereal is Quaker Oats. The giant of the cereal is Quaker Oats.
Delicious, nutritious, makes you feel ambitious.
The giant of the cereal is Quaker Oats.
You know, most everybody has a secret ambition down at the bottom of his or her heart. Some favorite sport or project they want to make good at in a great big way. Well, it can make a big difference what kind of breakfast you eat. Your best bet is a good Quaker Oats breakfast, because Quaker Oats helps grow the stars of the future. Yes, doctors say the more often youngsters eat a good oatmeal breakfast, the better they grow. That's because a recent survey shows only one school child in 5 gets the kind of a breakfast he should have. There's more growth, more endurance for you ambitious youngsters in nourishing oatmeal than any other whole grain cereal. There's more energy, more stamina for hard-working grown-ups in nourishing oatmeal than any other whole grain cereal. Yet for all these benefits, Quaker Oats still costs less than a penny a serving. Yes, still costs less than a penny a serving. Order delicious Quaker Oats from your grocer tomorrow. A giant in nutrition, in value, in flavor.
Delicious, nutritious, makes you feel ambitious.
The giant of the cereal is Quaker Oats.
You wranglers pay close attention now, because before we're through, you're going to witness some fine and fancy shooting done by my partner, Roy Rogers. Roy and me had our suspicions about the trouble at the bank, but we paid no mind to them because it was more important right then to ride over to the Broken Arrow and get the money. Well, we got it without any fuss. Fuss started when we was on our way back.
I wouldn't have insisted on bedding down here, Gab, except that I know a man your age can't
Hold
stand to
your
ride all
jaw,
night.
you young whippersnapper. I can get up there right now and ride the heels off you.
I believe you'd do it, too, Pappy.
Blamed right I would. Man of my age.
Well, we've done enough riding for today anyway. We're sure of getting back in time, and that's what matters.
Uh-huh. Nobody'll be happier than when we ride in with all this money than John Pickens.
Why, John Pickens?
Well, when I was giving him the white-faced heifer and kind of feeling him out to see if he knowed about the bank being shaky, he was telling me how he'd saved enough to pay off the mortgage on his place.
Oh?
Due tomorrow. His money's sitting right there in the bank. He can't get it unless the bank opens.
And with the mortgage paid off, though, John will have one of the best outfits in the valley. Most anybody'd like to own it.
Especially the feller that owns the mortgage, from what John says.
Wait a minute. Somebody's out there. Gabby, I'll slip around and see if I can get it behind them. If they're looking for trouble, we'll give it to them. All right.
All right in there. We got you covered. Yeah, don't move.
You feller, you speaking to me?
To you and your partner.
Oh, I reckon you were making a mistake, mister. I'm by myself.
Where'd your partner go?
Ain't got no partner. I'm a lone prospector.
We know you got a partner. Where is he?
Hey, wait! I got him, Gabby. I roped one up.
You're shooting there, son. The other feller's getting away. Oh, hold him right there, son, right there. Tight now, and I'll touch up his chin just a little mite. That's it now. Steady now. I want to take a true aim. Well, what do you know, Roy? I've done it. I cooled him off like a mosquito on a cake of ice.
This might be more than just a simple holdup. Some mighty strange things been going on about that bank. I reckon we'll stay right where we are for the rest of the night. Gabby, we wouldn't want anybody to find us out on an open trail where we couldn't defend ourselves.
But I tell you, I don't know who my partner was. We met in town. He told about you carrying the money, and we decided to get it.
Let's tie him on his horse, Gabby. We'll start back.
A likely story.
Trigger, come on, boy. We're heading for home. That's it, fella.
Wait a minute, son. Ain't that Dale riding along the trail ahead?
Yeah, it looks like her.
Well, she was to come for us if Mr. McPhail acted suspicious, remember?
Hey, Dale! What's wrong? McPhail? Run away?
Yes. Bill Lang helped him. I was watching like you told me. And early this morning, Bill and one of his men went to McPhail's house. They went in, got Mr. McPhail, and the three of them rode away together.
Well, something is wrong with the bank after all, I guess. Only I can't imagine McPhail and Bill in on a deal together.
I came as fast as I could, Roy.
That mean the bank won't open?
Oh, who is he?
Oh, just a varmint.